So I've climbed my pitch, I've got to the top of the pitch where I'm gonna make a belay. I've got a good belay stance, something I'm comfortable with. I've got a good crack that I can work with, that the anchor is gonna be nice and high. And so step one, it's gonna build my gear anchor. Now, if I was uncomfortable standing here, I might consider clipping myself into that first piece of gear just with a quick draw. Clip that rope in as per normal because you're still on belay. There, I'm secured. Put my remaining cams in so I have my 3-piece anchor. Equalize the whole anchor as per normal. Okay, got my anchor built. Now I'm gonna secure myself directly to the anchor so my partner can take me off the belay. So I'm gonna take a locking carabiner, and I always like to clip down away from me. So I'm gonna clip into the focal point, flip the beaner, and that way I have the gate facing me and it's something really nice and easy to work with. So I've got my beaner set up. I'm gonna unclip my rope from the quick draw, tie my clove hitch knot, clip in, get the right distance, lock that carabiner. I always like to physically make sure that I've done everything correct. Once I'm happy, I can yell down to my partner that I'm secure and he can take me off belay. Next step is I need to pull up the slack in the system so the rope is tight on my partner and I can put him on belay and start belaying him. So you have two options. Either you can do lap coils over the taut rope that's connecting you to the anchor, or you can stack it on the ledge at your feet. If you're using lap coils, the key is to make every coil the same length. A trick I like to use if you're pulling up a lot of rope and you have rope drag is I'll actually redirect the rope through a quick draw on the anchor, and that way I'm pulling down using my bigger muscles instead of pulling up. If you have a nice ledge, you can stack the rope at your feet. This is the preferable method. It's a lot easier to flip the pile of rope at your next transition, but you need a nice ledge that's not going to get knocked off. Once I pull up all the slack and my partner's let me know that that's him by yelling, "That's me," I'm going to put him on belay on the anchor. These are the 3 ways that you can belay top down. So the best and most preferred way is using a ATC guide or petzl reverso. These are designed for top down belaying, and the nice thing about this is it's actually a hands-free device. So first things first is identify the extra hole that is created on these particular devices. That's different than a normal ATC or belay plate device. So we have the 2 holes where the ropes go, and this other hole at the top is where we're gonna actually hang the device onto the anchor. So I'm gonna take a locking carabiner through that hole and clip it into my focal point of the anchor. Okay. Next, I'm gonna take my rope and pass it through the belay device just as it describes. So putting a bite through one of the eyes, again making sure that the climber side is on the top and the brake strand is on the bottom, just like normal belaying. And I'm going to clip another locking carabiner through the rope and the cable, lock it, and now when I pull up, the rope pulls nicely, and if the climber were to fall, the rope actually pinches on itself and breaks. The next method is the munter hitch. So a really, really useful not friction hitch to know. If you were multi-pitch rappelling, belaying someone and you've dropped your belay device, this is your improvised belay or rappel system. So tie the munter hitch, clip it into the locking carabiner again on the focal point, and very similar to the last method, pulling up to belay, and if my partner were to fall, as long as I have the ropes in line in a parallel position, the friction hitch will engage and not go anywhere. The nice thing about this method is that if I wanted to lower my partner, I can easily just reverse the system and lower them down. So this is a nice method. Say we were accessing a climb from the top and I wanted to lower my partner down and to climb back up. This is a really nice, quick method. All right, the last method I'm going to show you is the redirect belay. It's something that's not as commonly used. It's a lot more cumbersome to use, and it's also incorporating yourself into the belay system. So if they do fall, you're incorporated into it, and it's going to be a lot harder to do a rescue. So again, take your locking carabiner. This time you can either go into the focal point, the shelf, somewhere that, as long as it's never on one independent piece. So you have to be using on focal point or the shelf. The reason we're using the shelf in this case is to get that redirect further away from me so I have more opportunity to belay. So beaner into the shelf, lock it, take the free strand, and I'm just going to clip into my belay device on my belay loop. Set up my belay, and as you can see here, I've basically created a mini little top rope system. So I can belay my partner up as per normal, and if he were to fall, he falls onto the anchor and I can hold him just like this, like a mini top rope.